Hi, welcome to Rose at Home. I'm Rose.
I am Liam. Hello.
And we are so glad that you are joining us again.
I'm ecstatic.
Yes. See, this is a static face. You just didn't realize it. We're so glad that you are joining us for another adventure of open houses. And I say open houses, but... Hi, welcome to Rose at Home. I'm Rose, but I am not at home, as you can tell. We are on the road to a couple of open houses. Our GPS is having some difficulties, but hopefully we can find them. Liam has a prior engagement that got moved up a few hours, so but we'll see at least two. There are three, but the third one doesn't start until he kind of needs to be where he needs to be. So if we can get to both of these, that would work for, I think that would work for us. The first one has been having open houses every weekend for a lot of weeks, and it's always been on the list, but it's always been the first one we cut because based on the photos, I don't think it's what we want. I think it's going to be too small, like Liam talked about in last week's video. I think it's going to be that kind of claustrophobic tight spaces, but we'll see, because again, pictures can be deceiving, and it is well in the price, it's comfortably in the price range. The second one is weird looking, and from the pictures I can't figure it out, and so that's why there's a man in the road.
Man check. What that man doing?
Dude, that's dangerous. You're gonna get hurt.
Man check.
Don't do that.
What's he doing?
So the second one, the pictures look odd, and I can't tell if it's dappling from the trees or if it's just a really weird exterior. In the description, it brags about the exterior, so I really want to see it, and I would like Liam with me, so I'm hoping that we can get to the two of these before he needs to be where he needs to be.
Before they take me.
Before he is repurposed for another thing. So this should be a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, small ranch-style home. And that's pretty much what I'm thinking we can expect.
Yes.
The open house opened at 12, so and like I said, there's been open houses for this house at the last 3 or 4 weekends in a row. So I'm kind of not expecting to be really crowded, but we'll see what we see, and we'll talk to you again when we get there. Okay. Hi. So we're here, but there are no vehicles and no signs for an open house. I don't want to just try to walk into somebody's house if there's nobody there. Liam, I'm gonna leave this to you. What do you think? Should we go try to open the door?
Where would the realtor be parked, though?
Yeah, that's...
Where, unless the realtor walked, which would be weird, but there's no sign.
Yeah, there's no sign. That's the thing. Every other open house we've been to has had a sign.
No, there's billions of signs. Everyone usually knows.
Yeah, there's a for sale sign, and there's
we know this is the house, but there's no open house. And again, this isn't a neighborhood where you can I don't know, park it. There's no extra parked cars in the road. There's no cars in the driveway. Maybe they parked in the garage, but I doubt it.
But it also looks really dark.
It does. There's no lights on inside either.
I think I've seen scary movies that start this way.
We did watch Barbarian.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go no.
I'm voting no as well.
There's also, we passed by 4 houses with no trespassing signs. In fact, there's one literally right there.
Yeah.
And I'm just I don't know. I think we can skip it.
So I'm gonna find the address for the other one, and hopefully it's not as creepy as this. Okay. Not a good start, guys.
Get it. It'll be on the news for years. House that no one was there.
I don't understand why advertise an open house and then not be there.
For 3 weeks in a row.
They've been having an open house at this house every Sunday, and it's not just that it says open. in Zillow, like the description changes and it adds the date and the time. And so it didn't just say Sunday and I had the wrong Sunday. It had the date and the day of the week and the times. And so there should have been an hour left of it. We were there at the start of the second hour. It was a 2-hour open house, but it wasn't like at the end and we were trying to, like go in with 5. We're not those people who go in the restaurant with 3 minutes left and expect them to give us a table and cook us a meal. We had a good hour left of this open house and it is still not sold. It's still listed as house for sale. So I don't know. I was freaked out. I was a little like, I don't get it. There are things that happen in open houses that I just don't get. I don't know what to say.
Gas leak.
Oh dear God. I hope not. Okay, so
It's our gas leak episode.
on a brighter note, interlude to talk about my cottage crush house, the house that broke my heart, the house that I honestly was kind of hoping would fall out of escrow and then I would have a shot at.
No.
It didn't happen. It is now officially off the market. It has gone through. The sale is final. That house is gone.
Mm-hmm.
But today,
We're gonna steal it.
no.
Okay.
Today, Zillow sent me an email that said, new house available. And I click, and I'm telling you, it's like my house's twin. It's like it's the Cottage Crush house 2.0.
Electric Boogaloo.
And the difference is, you'll appreciate this, it's on a flat lot.
That's right, the slope is dead, guys.
There's no slope. There's no pachinko out of the driveway.
Hashtag Dead Slope Gang.
It's the yard
Rest
is
in
flat.
peace.
Backyard is flat. It's on flat area in that subdivision, but it's in the same subdivision. It's adorable. The layout on the inside is identical. Here's why I'm not telling you, oh, I just put an offer in on a house. It was actually a flip. So, and you can get all this information on Zillow. The people who currently own it bought it I guess the sale was finalized in early July. They just put it back on the market today. They did a lot of fixing up because if you look on the Google Maps at the address, I can see it was a hot mess. They did do a lot of work, I can tell, but they're asking $30,000 over what anything else in the community has sold for, and well, first off, if it were at the price of the Cottage Crush, yes, I would not be making this video today. I would be calling my realtor and calling mortgage companies and let's get this ball rolling. But at the price it's at, I feel like I can afford to wait. If someone wants to jump on it for that much,
Yeah,
okay.
Good for them. Make it a little cookie.
I feel like I've got time. I can wait for something else in the neighborhood to open up. But if it doesn't sell, which I kind of feel like I'm not going to be the only person to say, oh, you're overpriced, I can wait and see if they do a price drop to something that's a little bit more reasonable. Again, I don't really have to be out of here. The goal is to be out of here when the new lease starts, which would be end of May. So I've got time to wait and kind of watch and see what happens. I don't necessarily want to wait that long, but I'm not in a rush to jump and pay $30,000 is a lot of money. That's a lot of money. But I will absolutely keep you apprised of everything that's happening with that because I am staring at that house. Like, I'm really hoping that there's going to be an open house because if there is, we will go to it and I will see if they will let us show
everything.
you the house.
I'll touch the walls.
We will touch all of the things. Okay, so
I'll break things, lower the price.
So back to our open houses this weekend. We went to the first one.
Not a soul?
We were the only ones, not even a realtor, and it was completely dark inside and really creepy.
Someone stole the realtor. They just picked him up and ran away with him.
no, it was a scary movie, and we're not the people who go to check it out. We just leave. So that's what happened. Not
I would have
really.
knocked if you asked.
No.
I would have walked in if I heard that. Oh, the door's open. I'll check inside.
No.
Disappear
no.
in the darkness.
No,
Takes
we're
about
not.
10
No.
minutes.
Okay, so after the first one was a no-go, we went straight to the second house, and here's what happened.
All right, guys. New house,
so
new day.
we are
Same day.
couple of miles away from that non-existent open house. It looks like this one is actually happening. I think there are signs, and there is a car not in the drive, which is typically what the agents do. I don't like to park in the drive because I don't want someone to come in and park behind me. I really like this house, even though it kind of smells of, well, not kind of, it does stink of cigarettes. This is like a courtyard, right? But from the front to get into the house, you have a little private outdoor space. You've got this little hall. It does have a light in it, so at night you can be lit up. Yeah, be careful. You're going to have a step down right behind you. Okay. So you come in through here. This was a really nice house. The exterior is a hot mess. I don't know what she was thinking, but there's a lot I really liked about that house. And one of the main things was that there's not going to be anyone else's house that's like it. It's very different. It's got that courtyard. She loves color. There's tons of different colors all over the walls in there. It just seemed like someone's home, and it seemed like it could be our home. It didn't seem like just a house. And so I'm very interested, and let's get back in the car, and then Liam, you can tell us what you think.
Wow.
You say that for every house.
What a house. I just gotta say, that was a house that we went to. And overall,
Pretty good house.
it was very house-like. 10 out of 10 house.
It was cool.
Yeah.
It was different.
It was thrifty. Like, I felt the vibe there. It was a very artistic little grandma.
It was very vibey.
Yeah.
Wow. What a funky little exterior that house has.
The whole house was funky. It
was funkalicious, baby.
We have to get brave enough to ask if we can film inside. We haven't gotten that brave yet, but we
It felt
did.
like a hippie house. Like, I liked it.
Yes. It was definitely like
The walls were bright colors. There was like metal statues of like lizards
there
climbing
were
the
metal
walls.
statues with funky like
Little
swirly
cat
metal
statues.
eyes. They
It was
were
very
really
nature
cool.
themed. It was really pretty. A lot of light coming in through skylights.
Yeah, so what they had is, and I'm pretty sure I showed it, you're walking through like an exterior hallway, and you end up in this little courtyard where the front door is, and there's places for plants, there's places to sit. Like you've got your, I mean, it's tiny. It's smaller than this space Liam and I are trying to sit in together right now. But it was just so like cute and quaint and different.
You go in.
And then you went inside and you're facing, it was like the door of the Explorer house. It was a purple wall, and then there was green over here and yellow over there. Like it,
I don't know.
I don't know what that was.
That's me,
that
everything
was
on
dance
every
move.
wall.
Yeah, he's Macarena-ing. So every room was a different color. Every wall was a different color. The fridge was not in the place that was made for the fridge.
It was huge. She bought.
It was the biggest refrigerator I've seen in a home.
So-
I've seen big ones like at commercial places, but she bought this fridge that was so big, it didn't fit.
Yeah, there was a cutout specifically for the fridge. You could see where it was, and you could look and see the fact that the giant, like the huge industrial fridge was just casually sitting next to it because it wouldn't fit. She could fit it in, she could wedge it in, but she couldn't open up cabinets or open up the dishwasher without it literally catching on the giant fridge poking out of the front of it.
Yeah, it wasn't just like
was
wide or
rotund.
tall.
It was rotund.
super. It was not anywhere close to counter width like this way, and so it stuck out so far she couldn't open the dishwasher. And
Just in general.
yeah, it was impossible. So it was to the side, and instead of just adding more cabinets, she put like a bookshelf or something there. But I wouldn't have left it that way.
I would take
This
that
house
crowbar,
is-
just start
yeah.
hitting it.
This house is still available, so if I end up, okay, here's the thing with the house. I am not in love with this house that we saw, but I'm in
love with the concept of it.
I'm in like with this house. I liked this house. I didn't love this house.
It's a house with benefits.
But Liam, I liked this house. It was quaint. It was full of character.
Yeah.
There's not going to be another one around, like, no one's going to say, oh, I just saw a house just like this.
No, it's built so goofy.
It's...
There was a room that the guy was just like, yeah, originally the rest of you want 2-car garage. And halfway through he went, no, I want this to be a sitting room. So there was just a giant room near the end of the house. And I'm like, that's really cool.
It's a bonus room. And it's
huge.
Humongous.
It's bigger than like the living room. Like it's giant.
Oh yeah.
It doubles. It's like the size of the living room and the kitchen and like maybe a little bit of her office combined.
It's about the size of like a dance studio.
Yeah.
That's when I walked in, I was like, this look, because the way the wood floors were, I was like, all it needs now is a ballet bar and a mirror, because it looked like a dance studio. It was humongous. But it could be so many things. You could even easily make it 2 separate rooms.
Dude, you could gut it and make it a 2-car garage.
Yeah,
What he didn't want, but it's what he got.
So, the exterior was weird.
It was like, you saw it in the video, it's a strange, like, gray and black and white brick, but, like, they weren't distinct. It's like someone just spray painted them to be different patterns.
Yeah, and he said that that's what she asked for when she had it done, and that she really, it was like it was camo, but it was like trying to blend into a really gray, bleak night, and you don't want to see the house.
It's urban camo. I don't know. But it's not even good urban camo. It's just urban camo.
It's like an urban camo, but the whole house is surrounded by green grass and trees. So
and the interior is all green grass and trees.
Yeah, so it was just bizarre. But I was like, you can paint that. I mean, it was painted brick, which I'm like, someone else already did it, so we can just paint over it. The backyard was humongous.
Oh, it was gorgeous.
Well, it was overgrown, and there were a lot of bugs.
It was really bad, but, like, in concept, it's gorgeous. This is the odd thing about this house. It's, like, there's a lot of, like, to it, but in concept, if you clean it up a little bit, it's really pretty.
Oh, speaking of clean it up, it smelled like cigarettes.
Well, as if she had been smoking there for 30 years plus.
Yeah.
Which she had been.
Yeah, it was super, because when I first walked in, I have asthma. And I first walked in and I was smelling, I was like, I don't know if I can stay. Like, I was worried, literally, like, not joking around. I was really worried it was going to trigger an asthma attack. It was so strong. And so, yes, I would paint everything in that house anyway, because while I thought it was cool that someone who would put all of those colors together in a house lived there, and we both, by the end of it, we were like, I don't know about her house, but we'd like to meet her. She seems like she would be a cool lady to know.
She had, like, pictures of, like, her in, like, Vegas and her with the Star Trek cast, and I'm like, I don't know what this lady's story is, but she's
yes. Yeah.
She's like 60, 70, she's just combat.
Yeah, she's, like, been retired for a little bit. We asked, actually, Liam, this is his favorite realtor question, why are they selling the house? And she
asked that the first time. I just told her a question.
So he's been asking it ever since, and that it was just time for her to stop living kind of by herself. It was time for her to. I got the impression she was either going to be moving in with family or like an assisted living type facility. She's been retired for a while, and he said it was just time for her to kind of move along. But I was saying something else. But yeah, I would paint it anyway, but it would, like, the whole house would have to have there's a special primer that, maybe it's all primer, but I know that there is a special primer that you can get that, like, covers up scent. Like, you can put it on things that have bad smell to them, and it'll, like, hold the smell or erase this. I don't know. It does something to the smell so it doesn't smell.
No smell.
The whole, like, walls and ceiling, and then we might need to do something about the floors. We'd need to get the vents cleaned out and all of that. He did also say, this was another thing that made me go, he said the air conditioner is on its last leg, which maybe from ventilating all of that, I don't know.
And in Florida? That's a problem.
Yeah, that's a problem. And so a new AC, that's like an extra $10,000 on top of the cost of the house.
Gutting the floors, redoing all, like, getting rid of that carpet which has smoke kind of stuck into it.
Oh yeah, I would be pulling up carpet anyway, but the fact that I would really have to do it before I could move in because I could not live with that smell in my house. Like when we left, I could still smell it on my clothes. It was really strong. So it would require a lot of work, which is what I want.
Yeah.
That's what I was excited about. And like he said, it was a potential house. It was a house that the way it was not going to work for me and maybe for you. I don't know. It wasn't going to work as it was.
You were confused about what to call me. Like I thought you were debating calling me your son or something. I was like, what does that mean?
Because I was remembering where you were like, it's not my forever home. So, but I think it, space-wise, the number of rooms, the amount of open space, there was no claustrophobia.
Like, I liked the little entrance area. The backyard has a lot of potential. The rooms were cute. The office was sweet. I like the curved, like, the living room had, like, a curved roof, so you could look up and it's at a diagonal, and there's a sunroof, so you can kind of get light coming down it naturally.
Yeah, there were multiple
Yeah, she liked the lateral light. She wanted lots of
yes.
sunlights.
And so she'd also put in new windows, and there were windows everywhere. And so it was really light and bright. So there was a lot of that was good and a lot that was potential.
Yeah.
But it wasn't where I could move in and take my time fixing things. It was one where I would have to do a lot of work before I could even move in. Maybe that's what, I don't know for sure that's not what I'm looking for. This house is still very much on my list.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not taking it off the list.
It's like 4th place. Solid.
Well, I don't know. It's on the list. It's something I'm still looking at and I'm still keeping a watch on, and I'm not like jumping to fast forward through anything to grab it. It wasn't a love situation, but I liked it a lot. I liked it a whole lot. And so if it is still available when I'm ready, it is something that I would take a more serious look at.
It's a house that I would lovingly take a sledgehammer to, most of it. But, like, in a way that's like, I want to open up that kitchen wall. I don't know why it's just all weirdly walled in. I want to take a hammer to all those little carpets that I know have years of ash stains.
And
I want to
cat.
take a hammer to cat. No.
No.
I don't. Cut that out. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Okay, hold on.
She had a cat as well, so that's
Oh,
that's
there's a
what I
little
was
cat cage on the outside where, like, there's a little door for the cat and it leads out to a little cat. Like, just like the other house. Dude, people love giving their cats little cat condos outside. It's adorable.
I just bring up the cat for like smells. So smoke
smell.
smell, cat smell. Like we have
You
a
smell.
lot of odors to deal with. So that was it because Liam had something that he had to go to. So those were the only
Sacrifices.
those were the two that
be
we
made.
attempted to go to this past weekend. And I'm excited to go to more for next weekend. I'm really hoping that the Cottage Crush 2.0 has an open house. We will find out.
Maybe. You'll know next week.
And if you have not yet seen it, you should totally watch our best and worst open houses. At that point, this house is not in that list, but it was a really interesting video,
pretty
and
good house.
it might be why you'll realize we talk a lot about realtors and how nice or not they are.
All right.
Watch that video. I'm going to link it over his face, maybe. I'm going to link it somewhere. Watch that video, and we will see you next week.
Can I move this?
Bye-bye.
Get off my face.